Welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome. Grand Rise, how you doing? How you feeling? Hope you are well. Um, I have another page that just became monetized, and it's awesome. But I would love to have you know that happen over here. Monetization over there is allowing me to have fitness memberships over there. But I would love to bring the fitness memberships over here. So what I think I'm gonna do is keep working on this page, and once I can get monetized on this page, bring everybody over here, and we can just keep it focused, keep it centered, all that good stuff. Um, those who don't know, my name is Bhairavi, and that is the B in Shri Bad. Okay. And it's funny because I'm looking at a video of myself from 3 years ago, and I could safely say I'm looking at the screenshot, and I'm like, I kind of look the same, but I definitely look different. Yeah, I kind of look the same, but I definitely look different now compared to then. Is that a good thing? I don't know. I have no idea, but we will find out on our own. There's so many things that I try to do, that I try to get involved with. Doesn't always work out, but that's okay, because you can always come back. You can always come back. The only time there is no point of no return is when you are 6 feet under or turn into ashes, pretty much. They found a way for people even laying in hospital beds that cannot move to work out or get the exercise on. Unless they're in a coma, then it's kind of tough, then it's pretty tough. But today I wanted to talk about a topic that not a lot of people talk about, not a lot of women talk about. It's funny because I've been watching these new commercials lately that talk about women and poop. Okay, like it's so hard for women to talk about poop. I don't call it poop. I call it straight taking a dump, because that's what we all do as human beings, right? We take dumps. But the thing that I really wanted to talk about that a lot of people don't, especially when it comes to working out, is sweat. Okay. I know some people, male and female, who don't like to go working out because they sweat too much naturally. Okay. And then at the same time, I know people who, no matter what they do, they don't really sweat at all. Gotcha. Most people think that in order for you to get a good workout, you have to sweat. You don't. You don't at all. You don't. And, as I thought about this, and some people are like, oh, my sweat stinks. Yeah, that's a factor too. I'm a person, I don't buy antiperspirant. I buy deodorant, right? Because I understand that my armpits might need to sweat. I need to sweat. If I get overheated, I know what the purpose of sweating really is. So I'm not going to buy an antiperspirant. I'm going to buy deodorant because I don't want this sweat to stink. I don't want that odor to come out or whatever the case. I want it to be clean. And of course, someone who is really high up on the health totem pole would say to me, well, girl, you know how to get rid of the stink that comes with your sweat. You know how to get rid of the stink that comes with all of your excrement or processes of elimination. Just eat right and drink more water. Yeah, 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 yada, 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 right? To the layperson, yeah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Let me get my deodorant, okay? and my wipes and all that good stuff so I could be on point. See, I got some wipes right here. Now, in order to understand the effects of sweating, what it is, and all that, I figured I would pull up some videos, which might be kind of boring, but I'll get to the nitty gritty of why I'm doing this, towards the end. So the first video we're gonna see is I like how these videos are short. Okay, I like that they're short. So give me a moment. This was done 6 years ago. We'll try this. It's nice and cute and stuff. Okay, it's cute. Hold on, let me share it. Let me share. All right, give me share. Give me share here. Not this one. This one. Okay, and I don't wanna. Oh yeah, I wanna share that. Okay, hold up now. We're almost there, folks. There we go. Let me rewind.
Everybody sweats.
Boop.
Everybody sweats. It's normal and healthy. Generally, we sweat to keep our bodies cool, a process called thermoregulation. Your brain sends signals to over 2 million sweat glands, telling them to release a clear fluid. As this fluid evaporates from your skin, it lowers your body temperature. We sweat from 2 types of glands. The eccrine glands mainly cool us down. Male eccrine glands are more active than female ones, which is why men sweat more overall. There's also the apocrine glands. These are larger and are most active when we're exercising. Lots of things can make us sweat: physical activity, heat, stress and strong emotions, and hot or spicy food. We sweat when we're ill, or taking medication, and some people sweat while they sleep. Women sweat more when they're pregnant, and during the menopause. But whatever the reason, sweat doesn't have to be a problem. Whatever you want from an antiperspirant, Sure has the answer. To discover more, visit suredeodorant.co.uk.
Wasn't that cute? It was an antiperspirant. Jimma Jamma. Hold on a second, y'all. Okay. That was cute. That was cute. Okay. Now we got another one. Oh, TED Talk. I like that one. I like the TED Talk. But the main thing I wanted to show y'all about that was that you gotta understand that sweat is a cooling mechanism, nothing more. Okay? It's a cooling mechanism. There are many reasons why you sweat. There are many reasons why you need to cool down once your body is overheated, especially exercise. But that doesn't mean that it's an actual indicator of you burning anything or losing anything, right? What is the determining factor for you to lose something? Like, what makes a difference? Before we get into that, I'm going to show one more video about sweat. Okay? Why do we sweat? No, we already know why do we sweat. Okay? So I'm going to hit the back button on this thing. Y'all can't really see it. Y'all just listen to me yet. All right. Here we go. I like this. And we're going to show this.
Of sweating is thermoregulation. During exercise, hot environment, and during stress situations. If person doesn't sweat, he or she will get hot stroke, because body cannot cooling itself. Beside this thermoregulatory function, sweating has variety of other functions. For example, Sweat glands have also important excretory function. It looks like renal system, clearing excess micronutrients, metabolic waste, toxicants, and water. 3 types of sweat gland exist. 1. Eccrine sweat glands, which are most prevalent and they are responsible for the highest volume of sweat. They distributed across nearly the entire body surface. Eccrine glands are responsible on thermoregulation. Eccrine glands number is same throughout life. So their density is high in childhood. That's why children lose heat faster than adults. Eccrine sweat is mostly water and NaCl, but also contains a mixture of many other chemicals originating from the interstitial fluid and the eccrine gland itself. Eccrine sweat glands respond to high temperature, also non-thermal stimuli related to exercise, and are thought to be mediated by feed-forward mechanisms related to central command, the exercise pressor reflex, muscle metabo and mechanoreceptors, ASMA receptors, and possibly baroreceptors. Second is apoeccrine glands. Apocrine sweat glands are located primarily in the axilla, breasts, face, scalp, and the perineum. Apocrine glands differ from eccrine glands in that they are larger and open into hair follicles instead of onto the skin surface. And apocrine glands play a lesser role in overall sweat production. In addition, although present from birth, the secretory function of apocrine glands does not begin until puberty. Apocrine glands produce viscous, lipid-rich sweat, which is also comprised of proteins, sugars, and ammonia. The function of apocrine glands in many species is generally regarded as scent glands involved.
Let me pause for a second because if you look at where it says the apocrine glands and you see it says scent glands crosses into the hair follicles, that's why sometimes your sweat stinks. Okay? That's why, and the pheromones. So that's why sometimes your sweat stinks, because of those things right there. Okay? It's not just the sweat itself, it's the scent glands, the pheromones, your proteins, and your sugars that's in there. So there you go. That's why it could stinky stink. Let's go.
Involved in production of pheromones, body odor, although this social sexual function is rudimentary in humans. Apoeccrine sweat glands, a third type of sweat gland. It looks like apocrine and eccrine glands both, that's why it has so strange name. Somewhere middle of them. Apoeccrine glands develop from eccrine sweat glands between the ages of 8 to 14 years. Like apoeccrine glands are limited in distribution, as they are contained to only the axillary region. Thermal sweating is mediated predominantly by sympathetic cholinergic stimulation. Sweat production is stimulated through the release of acetylcholine from non-myelinated class C sympathetic postganglionic fibers. Enhancement of sweating happens with heat acclimation and aerobic training, also when body core temperature increases. By contrast, dehydration has been shown to delay the sweating response, as hyperosmolality increases the body temperature threshold for sweating onset. Hypovolemia may reduce sweating sensitivity. Older adults exhibit a lower sweat output. This decline in sweating occurs gradually throughout adulthood. Dietary NaCl doesn't have direct correlation on sweating, but it can increase thirst and eventually water intake. Dietary intake of other minerals, Ca, Fe, Zn, Cu, and vitamins, ascorbic acid, thiamine, also don't have effect on sweating. Water ingestion increases sweating, but not mineral concentration in the sweat. Dehydration decreases sweating. Alcohol intake no effect on sweating rate. Exercise intensity has direct correlation with sweat production, also Na and Cl excretion. Altitude and hypoxia decreases sweat production. High body mass can increase sweat production. Sweat contains sodium, chloride, potassium, lactate, urea, ethanol and ammonia, bicarbonate,
Okay. I'm going to stop it here for a second. Now, NaCl, for those of you who don't know, is salt. Okay, sodium chloride, salt. All right. Dietary salt does not make you sweat. all right? Dietary intake of other minerals and vitamins, like a multivitamin that you may take, foods, they have no effect on sweating. Water ingestion increases sweating. Why would water ingestion increase sweating? That's a good question. When it comes to exercise, that's a great thing to know. Okay? Dehydration decreases sweating. So why would water ingestion increase the sweating and dehydration decreases the sweating? Let's go to exercise intensity first, which of course increases sweat production, increases sweating. Now, let's say you are generally dehydrated, okay? Because most of us are generally dehydrated, but let's say that you, on a regular basis, you are generally dehydrated, okay? You do not get enough hydration in your life. You do not drink 8 glasses of water a day. If you work out intensely, you don't drink your gallon of water, none of that stuff, right? You're not going to sweat a lot. When you start to exercise, it increases the sweat production because you're building up heat inside of you, right? When you're dehydrated, you're not going to build up as much heat as you should because you need that water, okay? You need the hydration to help cool you down as, you do certain things and your body overheats. So if you're constantly dehydrated and all of a sudden you drink water, your body is not going to take that water as, I need this water to keep inside of me. It's going to actually think, I need this water to get out. So a lot of times when we drink water, when we start drinking more water than we usually do, you urinate a lot and you sweat more. For me personally, when I work out, I tend to sweat depending on what's going on. It depends on whether there's humidity, whether there's a lot of heat, if I'm doing high intensity exercise, if I'm doing a low impact exercise with weights. It depends on what I'm doing. So if I'm exercising and I don't drink any water, I will just glisten a little bit. However, if I'm working out and I drink water in between, I'm going to start sweating like crazy. Okay? Why? Because I'm already hot. I'm already hot from inside, from exercising. So whatever water I drink, it will help me to cool off, but the body's like, well, let me increase the sweating in order to cool down. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, there's a fire here, let's pour water on it, it'll go away. No. The body's process of cooling off when you're overheated is sweat, like the water going outside, not the water going back in or whatever's hot. You know what I mean? So it's like you're sweating already because your body's overheating because you're exercising, and then you're drinking that water. So your body's like, okay, now I can really cool down. Let me cool down by sweating even more. All right. And it's not a matter of drinking warm water or cold water. Sometimes that doesn't matter at all. It doesn't matter. You can drink hot water. I mean, yeah, you're going to drink hot water and sweat because it's hot. But even a lot of times when you drink cold water, you still sweat, and that's a lot, for me, if I get like a cup of ice or water, a lot of times I won't drink it first. I'll put it on my head. I'll put the cool on my head. I'll put the cool, not under my arm, but by my underarm, because those are the places that need to directly cool down. You catch a heat stroke if you sweat too much from your head. You know what I mean? And you know, you want them lymph nodes to be chilling. So it's important to know where to put ice or cooling water on your body as well. Some people will put it on their stomach because that's like your second brain. So a lot of times you put you put a hot water compress on your belly, you feel a lot better. Sometimes you put something cooling when it's really hot outside, you put something cooling on your belly and you immediately all over feel a cool. Hey, Cia G, how you doing? Thank you for listening. All right, be safe while driving, okay? So that's why these things are important to know. And you know, as I'm talking about this, a lot of times people will ask me, Shri, if you work out and you drink more water, you're going to sweat more. Why the hell do you drink more water? Because it's important for me to stay hydrated. I know what it feels like when you go through dehydration. You feel parched. Parched. You see, I need some juice. Parched, okay? You can't talk very much. Your breathing seems a lot more labored, not because you're tired from working out. You can feel the difference between you breathing heavy because you had a intense workout and you know you're short of breath for other reasons. This is one of the reasons why you rest in between an exercise or a set, so that you can catch your breath, so to speak, and your breath can be not as labored. Even though your heart's still pumping, your heart's still gonna pump. You're still gonna get that on. That's still gonna happen, no doubt. That's exactly what's gonna happen. It's gonna take a while for your heart to stop pumping fast when you're doing intense exercise. It doesn't take as long for your breathing to be more regulated. You know what I mean? I can still have my heart pumping and deeply breathe in and out, which is much harder to do if you're dehydrated. Okay? It's a lot harder to do to control and restrain your breathing if you're dehydrated. So a lot of times it's important for you to drink in between, right? In between workout, in between an exercise, let me say, or in between a set to kind of regulate other parts of your body. You know, water helps facilitate lubrication in your, not only your joints, in your organs, your lungs, your liver, your spleen, your spine, things like this. You know what I mean? So these ligaments and tendons, ligaments connect bone to bone, and tendons connect bone to muscle. These things need hydration. They need water. You know what I mean? So when you drink water in between, yeah, you're going to sweat more. But now the process of you working out is easier on your joints, on your heart, on your lungs, on everything else, you know? So that's it's not like some trainers might tell you don't drink any water while you're working out. If there's a specific reason for that, you should know it, okay? You should know. If it's just like their preference or, you know, something like that, fine. If there's like a medical condition you have going on where you know that if you drink water while you work out, you're going to spend most of your time in the bathroom and not working out, I get that. You know what I mean? I totally understand that. You know, because I know let me not say I know, I've had clients where they couldn't drink water while they're working out because they would throw up. Literally. They would take a sip of, like during the workout, they'd be like, oh my God, I need a sip of water. Go throw up. That's how their internal system works, you know? And for them, what was a better replacement was like something with more electrolytes in it, something like Gatorade with a little bit more sodium chloride in it, you know, to help ease their colon and their stomach and their digestive area while they work out, and still hydrate them. You know what I mean? Hydrate those cells properly. Okay? This is what potassium chloride does a lot of times. Why, Smart Water and all these other guys, they'll have those kinds of things, and they'll have potassium chloride. They'll have calcium sometimes in their water. Let me see what my Essentia says. My Essentia says sodium bicarbonate, which is different than sodium chloride, right? Dipotassium phosphate, okay? Magnesium sulfate, facts, and calcium chloride, which is an electrolyte for taste. Okay? Notice the chlorides and the phosphates and the bicarbonates that are added to purified water to help ease that water intake, because some people can't just take water like that. They need that extra stuff, especially when they're doing more. Let's keep on with this video because I like it. I'm a nerd.
Sweat contains sodium, chloride, potassium, lactate, urea, ethanol and ammonia, bicarbonate, glucose and heavy metals like arsenic, lead, mercury, cadmium. Concentration is often...
Hold on, we're going to stop at concentration. I gotta I'm looking at this bottle of essential water that I have, and I just read it off to you. Sodium bicarbonate is in my water right now. But carbonate is what comes out of my sweat. Sodium first, bicarbonate later, but sodium bicarbonate is in my goddamn Essentia. Well, all right. Okay, let's see. Is calcium in there? The sweat is not made of calcium. But the second thing in this composition is chloride. And we got calcium chloride in this motherfucker. Okay? All right? I like this. I like this. All right? Potassium is included in sweat. But in this essential water, dipotassium phosphate is in here. Lactate is a compound of milk, ain't it? Urea is from uric acid, which is a waste that comes out of your urine, right? And uric acid that we all know and love actually comes from your blood, all right? Ethanol, we all know what ethanol is. You can drive a car with ethanol, the right type, and ammonia. And we all know what ammonia do, right? Some people clean with ammonia and do all kinds of stuff with ammonia, all right? And we got the good bicarbonate and glucose. Glucose is sugar, okay? So it's not like these things are bad and they immediately have to come out. It's like, well, why are these things in my essential water if they also come out of my body in sweat? Because it's excess. Excess of these things comes out in your sweat, right? And that's what makes you sweat, right? Excess. The body's overheating. So let's overheat and get rid of all this waste that we don't need. That's going to clog up our system and not make us do what we do. All right. There's even heavy metals in here like arsenic. Look, arsenic, Shree, where we getting arsenic from? Child, boo, you eat apple seeds and you get cyanide in you. It's not arsenic. It's not arsenic that are in apple seeds. Small traces of cyanide is in apple seeds. So if you eat too much, yeah, you get messed up. Lead. Where we getting lead from, Shree? I don't eat no lead paint. I ain't no little kid eat no lead paint. But all kinds of things that you eat have these things in very minute traces. All right? Mercury too. If you have mercury in your teeth, like you old school and you got your teeth fixed and your cavities filled and there's mercury in there, that's one place, just one, where you got mercury coming out of your sweat. And cadmium. All right. Cadmium is a totally other thing. I ain't mad at it. But But if I'm not mistaken, cadmium can be radioactive too high of a dose. I'll find that out later. I want to continue with this video.
Often higher in the sweat than in the plasma. This is possible detoxification mechanism for body to clean itself from heavy metals.
See?
Other toxins also can be presented in the sweat. Men exhibit higher sweating rates than women. Men have a greater cholinergic responsiveness and maximal sweating rate than women. As we mentioned, the main function of sweat is thermoregulation. Second important function is skin protection. Play a role in epidermal barrier homeostasis through its delivery of water, natural moisturizing factors, and antimicrobial peptides to the skin surface. Detoxification. Sweat detoxifies body from heavy metals and other toxins. Also, it excretes urea and other unfavorable metabolites. Substances can be lost via sweat. Sodium chloride of all the substances lost in sweat, Na and Cl, are lost in the highest concentrations. Therefore, it has been suggested that Na and Cl are the principal electrolytes whose loss may affect homeostasis. Now summarize what we should know about sweating. The main function of sweating is thermoregulation. Eccrine sweat glands have a tremendous capacity to secrete sweat for the liberation of heat during exercise and exposure to hot environments. Eccrine sweat glands reabsorb NaCl and bicarbonate to minimize loss of electrolytes. Eccrine sweating may play a role in skin hydration and microbial defense, but additional research.
I'm going to pause that for now to say this, because it's important that we understand certain things, right? What is the biggest organ on our body? The largest organ on our body is our skin, okay? It is almost, if I'm not mistaken, twice or 3 times the size of your colon, the length. If you took out your colon and stretched it out, it's about 12 or 13 feet. Your skin, if you were to stretch that out, would be twice as long. Okay, or maybe even 3 times as long as your colon, right? And since it's the largest organ in our body, it needs to be the most hydrated. So it makes sense that if I drink more water and I'm exercising, I'm going to sweat more, because what needs to be hydrated before anything else? My skin, all right? As you well know, when you get wrinkly in your skin, you get older, you get wrinkly and crinkly, that's because there's not enough hydration in your fascia. There's not enough collagen. There's not enough hydration to support the collagen or the fascia so that your skin can stay taut, okay? T-A-U-T, which is similar to tightness, you know, so you don't get wrinkly or anything. When you're sweating, especially during exercise, it is actually hydrating your skin, right? To allow for it to stay taut and moist and supple and good, all right? At the same time, eliminating waste products and toxicants. You know, sweat to me is like one of the best processes of elimination. It doesn't feel the best. Actually, taking a dump feels the best. But hey, it does a lot of good. Shoo.
Research is required. The role of the sweat glands in eliminating waste products and toxicants from the body seems to be minor compared with other avenues of breakdown, liver and excretion, kidneys and gastrointestinal tract.
There you go.
Studies suggesting a larger role of sweat glands in clearing waste products or toxicants from the body, e.g., concentrations in sweat greater than that of blood, may be an artifact of methodological issues rather than evidence for selective transport.
Would you eat this avocado?
So basically what they were saying is that sweat is on the lower of the totem pole of the, you know, in the process of elimination, sweat is lower on the totem pole than, you know, excrement, taking a 1 or 2, burping or farting, things like that. The process of elimination from your liver, the process of elimination from your colon, the process of elimination of your blood through urine. These are higher up on the totem pole than sweat. And if your sweat is being used by your body to release the waste that should be released by your urine or by your excrement or by something else, that might be an issue, because the top purposes of sweating has nothing to do with the process of elimination. Okay? Has nothing to do, well, let me not say nothing at all, but the least that it has to do with is waste. That's the least. The highest things that you should focus on when it comes to sweat is regulating your body temperature and keeping you hydrated. Okay? And skin protection and hydration. Those are the two main things that sweating is there for. All right? Two main things. Now, I wanted to bring up something else that I feel like is very important for people to understand. And I figured I'll go to YouTube first to look at this, if there is even anything on it. Okay? Hey, does sweating burn calories? Does it help you to lose weight? Why exercising doesn't always mean you burn calories. Does sweating mean I'm burning fat? I like that title. We're going to look at that first, okay? Because it's important for you guys. This is why I'm talking about this whole sweat thing. Because a lot of people feel like, oh, if I sweat, I'm actually burning calories. No, you're not. No. Burning calories has to do with your metabolism, okay? It's something else. They seem to go together. They seem to be the same. But in my experience and what I have learned, no. Sweating doesn't have to do with burning calories at all. At all. Okay? And let's watch, because sometimes people need to see it to believe it. Hold on, y'all. Let me share the screen and I'll play it over. Such a duty.
Hop on the weight scale after a sweaty workout.
I love these accents, yo.
People believe that sweating burns fat. Well, that's not true. After an intense fat burning workout, you'll probably break a sweat. But sweat isn't the reason you burn fat. When you hop on the weight scale after a sweaty workout, you may feel lighter, which is just the water weight. But you'll probably put that little bit of weight back on as soon as you rehydrate yourself. Fat burning is a metabolic process.
Sure is.
When you exercise, your body breaks down the carbohydrates and fats in order to generate adenosine triphosphate, which is your body's source of energy. And sweating, on the other hand, is a cooling process. When the body temperature increases, either from exercise or from heat, the brain signals that it's time to sweat. If body fat was melted form of sweat, people would automatically become lean during summers and wouldn't be able to lose weight during winters.
Very true. Very, very true. Thank you, Indian lady. I appreciate you.
Jesse, what the fuck are you doing now? And
Oh, see, look at that. B. We ain't doing that just yet. Not yet, whoa. Not yet. What the fuck are you doing, bro? Nothing. Okay, so yeah. The key to burning fat has to do with your metabolism, not with sweat, okay? One does not correlate with the other, all right? So when I see people and I talk to people and they're like, if I sweat, I'm going to lose weight. And I look at them like, no, that's not true at all. That's kind of crap. And they're like, what are you talking about? I always lose weight when I sweat. No, you don't. You actually losing water weight. And as soon as you drink your water again, you'll gain that back. Okay? That is why your water weight percentage actually correlates with your body fat percentage. I can't stand BMI, y'all. That's a totally other topic that I'm going to have to get into with you guys. BMI versus body fat and water weight. But what I will say is that from my experience as a personal trainer, the lower your body fat percentage, the higher your water weight percentage. Okay? That's what it is. The higher your water weight percentage, the lower your body fat percentage. Okay? So if you ever meet a bodybuilder, they're going to tell you two things. I need my body fat to go down. And at a certain point, I cannot drink water either. All right? Right before they go do their show or their competition, they can't drink water at all. And their body fat percentage is already low. It's already at like 5 or 3% or 7%, whatever it is. There's a reason why they should not drink water right before right before they go do their competition or their show, because the body fat is so low that anything that enters into their system having to do with carbs, energy, water, anything like that, it will show up. Okay, it will show up. You will literally be able to see the blood traveling through your arteries and your veins. You literally be able to practically see the water traveling down the esophagus and things like this. So it will show in your belly. It will show in other body parts that needs that hydration at the moment. Okay? And that's another reason why they're sweating. They're sweating for skin protection. Trust me. When your body weight is that low and you still don't drink water, your body needs to be protected and hydrated. So they will sweat without even thinking about it, especially right before the competition. They don't want to sweat, but they will, especially with the hot lights on them, and they have to sit there and pose for all this time and do this and that. You think sitting there, stand there posing like Adonis is easy? No, it's hard. And you're overheating yourself, holding that position, holding that muscle for that long. Yeah, you're overheating something. You overheating something, all right. Okay, it's not exactly a metabolic burn, but you overheating something. Cheese on burn. You might be overheating your brain because you might want to take a dump and be like, now I gotta still stand here and do this, and I got to fart, so I'm gonna lose the bodybuilding competition. Okay? So yes. All right. This is so important to know. All right. It's so important to understand so that when you're ready to work out and you're ready to do certain things, it's not like, oh, well, I'm worried because I sweat too much. No, that wouldn't be a worry. Now you understand why you sweat too much. So now you know what's going to happen. Before I go any further, I'd just like to thank all of my subscribers, all of the new subscribers to this page. You know, I really appreciate you guys. And if there's anything that you want me specifically to talk about, just let me know in the comment section and I'll do what I can. You know, I'll do my research. If I don't already have experience on it, I'll do my research on it. I'll let you know what can be done to help you in the most general way, shape, or form that I can. Okay? I'm really happy that this channel is growing slowly, grassroots. It also allows me to learn more than what I know, to understand what I already know, and allow me to pass that on to you, you know, so that you can empower yourself to be, what you need to be. All right? That's really basically it. Okay? Let me go back and see if I want to show one more thing, which I probably won't. I think I'm good where I am right now. I really do. How to increase your metabolism. You know what? We'll get to that. We'll get to that next. All right? We'll get to that next. There's a video on slow versus fast metabolism, which I kind of like, but I'm not going to, fill your brain with too much at the moment. I won't do that right now. Okay? I won't fill your brain with too much. I just want you to take in what we've already discussed about sweating, what it is, what it does, what it means to you. And then the next time, we'll talk about metabolism. What is metabolism? What is this thing that we worry about so much? Okay? Why do some people have slow metabolisms? Other people have fast metabolisms. How do you go from slow to fast? Sometimes slow might be good for you. Sometimes a slow metabolism might be okay, as opposed to having a fast one all the time. How does metabolism not only affect you during exercise, but how does metabolism affect you during regular, normal activities? Okay? How can we boost up the metabolism to burn the calories and burn the fat while we do regular things? And the final question, which people really don't think of, but is highly important because it usually makes or breaks you continue in the workout or not. Why, if calories in, calories out, do I sometimes need more calories if I decide to exercise more? And if you didn't understand what I just said, I'm going to rephrase it for you, okay? I always have clients. This is 95% of the time. And I say 95 because 5% of the time I will train someone who is a trainer or is a doctor or is in some sort of field that understands this process already. Even if they don't follow it, they understand it. They've heard it at least once before. However, I'll always catch the 95% of the time. If I have a client that's like, oh, we're working out 2 times a week and I'm seeing my progress. Okay. And now I want to work out 3 and 4 times a week. Okay. Go ahead. Okay. Then they come back. Shri, Vitavi, I'm working out 4 times a week and I'm feeling worse and I'm hurt more and I'm not losing nothing. What the fuck is going on? And I say to them, you need to eat more. And they're like, what? You need to eat more. What? Always get that. Oh, what? What kind of foolishness you had to tell me, Gavin? Yeah, you need to eat more. Yeah, that kind of silence. So next time we talk, I will explain it to you. And if you figure it out before I get to you and I get on the live and start talking about you already know, feel free to jump the gun and put it in the comments. I know why. I know this, Shri. I know that, Shri, because I love that. All right? Because now we can build on different levels and we can grow and do what we got to do. Okay? Thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate it. 4 people in the room, I appreciate you all. Okay? Let me know in the comments what you think. I already told you to let me know if you want to talk about anything else, but let me know what you think about these videos. Like I said, very soon I'm going to cam up. Soon enough. But it's going to take time because I want you guys to understand certain things without seeing me, right? I want this avatar right here to be like a mirror and reflect back you, okay? I don't want you to look at me and be like, oh my gosh, she looks like this and I want to be like that and da-da-da-da. No. Let it reflect back what you want to see in you, right? You're looking at yourself. It's like visualization, all right? If you want teenagers to learn anything when it comes to yoga, most adults can do this too, but adults are stubborn as fuck. So it's like children and teenagers are great examples of visualization, okay? I guarantee you that I can get, if there are like 10 children and teenagers in a room and I want them to learn this crow pose that's on my avatar right now, I only have to do simple things. And they'll get the crow pose by the end of the yoga session. They will, okay? It'll take a couple times, but they will. Let me tell you how. If they're in my face, okay, I tell them, sit down, don't move, don't try nothing. Don't you dare try anything, okay? I will let you know when I need you to try it, okay? Right now, I want you to sit and look and pay attention. And I will get into crow pose, okay? I will get into it and I'll stay there for a little while. I'll probably like count to 10 and stay in that pose for about 10 seconds. Then I will come out of the pose, tell the kids, close your eyes and just recall exactly what I did, okay? For the first 5 seconds, you're looking at my face, right, while doing this pose. Keep your eyes closed. Take my face off of the crow pose person and put your face over my face. You're still imagining the crow pose, but take my face off and put your face on and sit and think about that. When they open up their eyes and they try crow pose, it's a lot easier for them to do because one, the fear is not as high. It's not like they're going to say, oh my God, I'm going to break my nose, I'm going to break my face, I'm going to break this, I'm going to hurt myself. Blah, blah, blah. No. Because if that's the case, I could put props and everything to make them feel safe. But the fear factor of them failing is low because they've already seen the end result in their mind. So it's easier for them to do it, accomplish it, and keep it in a shorter period of time than if I was to sit there and explain and when they're trying, yeah, I can explain whatever, but it's less explanations for me, less to talk about, more doing, and they get it, and they're proud of themselves, okay? So visualize certain things if you can. It's important. Sure is. All right, certain things we cannot visualize. Do not ask me to visualize myself bungee jumping. I'm not doing it. No, thank you. I catch a quick heart attack right here sitting down trying to meditate on that caca mess. So with that being said, get out of here. You guys have a great day. Stay hydrated. Stay safe, especially if you're in a state where there's a lot of heat. New York, we got a lot of heat today. It's supposed to go up to 108 degrees today in New York. So I hope the other states that have been dealing with heat, they get rain. All right? Take care, be safe, and I'll talk to you soon. Blessings, and thank you again. Peace.